There are many types of ignorance, and here I'm talking about an ignorance of reality. Okay? So what does this mean? What's an ignorance in terms of reality? Not knowing reality correctly. Anybody here in quantum physics? Raise your hand, the quantum physicists. Some of you guys know quantum. How many people know a little bit? You've read the pop stuff? Or, yeah, a lot of you. I'm like that. I read it in the newspapers and the online stuff. I love it. Okay? Actually, the Buddhist understanding, and I'm going to go now to Buddhism. So far, I haven't talked about Buddhism. What I've talked about is applicable to anybody who's a human. Anybody here an alien from another planet? You probably don't want to raise your hand. Thank you. Mork and Mindy? My favorite. I cried when Robert Williams died. I just cried. I couldn't. He was spectacular. Mork and Mindy, yeah. That was from another planet, wasn't it? Mork and Mindy? I think so. Yeah. Mork and Mindy, aliens. But yeah, if we're okay. So reality, quantum physics is very close to the Buddhist understanding of reality. Very close. Not the same, but very close. Okay? Einstein, I'm going over my head. I don't know this stuff very well, but I have a little bit of a science background, but as a physician. The Einstein's general and special theory of relativity. General is more gravity. Special relativity has to do with how things, depending on the context, very relative, okay? Very Buddhist understanding. Entanglement theory, where something could have been in contact or not in contact, and can be at opposite ends of the universe, still having influence over each other. Okay? This entanglement theory from so-called quantum mechanics, quantum physics. The Schrödinger cat thought experiment. The cat's, thought experiments, not actual. Okay, the cat's put in a double, I think, steel cage. And anyway, inside there is a little bit of radioactivity, and there's a 50-50 chance that the vial will break in a certain, short period of time. I don't know what he did. Did he do a minute? I forget the time period. Anyway, some, time. There's 50-50 chance the vial will break, and the cat will be exposed to radioactivity and die. Okay? 50% chance the vial will not break and the cat will not die. And so from a quantum physics perspective, they often, and there's a lot of controversy and debate about this, but they often say the cat is both alive and dead. Okay? Okay? That's also a very Buddhist notion, that you can't quite, that there's not a solid reality. Okay? I mean, we just all know that from our chemistry, that things are made up of molecules and atoms and subatomic particles, and they're moving around pretty quickly. In fact, an atom, 99.99999999999, 12 to the 12th power, is empty space. You have a nucleus, got these electrons, and they're not really the ball and stick models we learned, as I learned, okay, but they're much more energetic, okay. But all that is empty space. So why don't you fall through your chair? Because your chair is made up of atoms, your body's made up of atoms. Why don't you just fall through? Yeah? Why not? I don't know. So these kind of things are very much connected. I mean, they're very, we say tumba and mi tumba in Tibetan. Tumba is kind of, what do you say? It's in accord, it's congruent. Very congruent. Many of the theories and thinking from quantum physics and Buddhism. So ignorance is the opposite. Ignorance is what we normally think of as things as solid, unitary. How many bodies do you have? How many bodies do you have? I mean, just common sense. One. We think we have one body. Is it one thing, our body? Okay, when we think about it, we think, okay, there's all these organs and da-da-da-da-da. But when you just kind of look without thinking, oh, there's somebody, his body. We think one body, normally. We don't think that it's got all these different ingredients or parts, okay? We also think that it lasts, okay? Do you think the chair that you sat in about 50 minutes ago or longer, is it the same chair now? Is it? Huh? It's not? It's somebody else's chair?
The atoms change.
Yeah, but okay, when we think about it, the atoms are changing. But normally we take it for granted it's the same chair. Otherwise we probably wouldn't sit in it, right? If we think, oh my gosh, all these atoms are changing and it's 99 point empty space, that's not safe, right? But we sit in it and we relax and we enjoy. Okay, so we don't take it that way. That's my point. When we think about it, okay, yeah, we can understand. But you know how we just how we normally react to ourselves and things is different. Okay, so that's all ignorance, and the opposite is wisdom, and that's called shunyata in Sanskrit. Shunyata, okay, or tumpani in Tibetan. The English translation usually emptiness. Doesn't mean nothingness. It just means kind of a lack of all this ignorance. You know what it isn't.